Hello, my name is Josh Barnett. I'm doing this video for the lab portion of our chemistry class. When I read about this presentation and what it consists of, mind immediately went to when I was young and I would stick balloons and things to the wall, and I would get magnets, and some would stick to each other and others wouldn't. Kind of reminded me of this. But today in this presentation, we're going to use a balloon that I have here to attract the salt and pepper. Which one might attract more easily or less or more. So we start out by getting a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. We mix them together on a little saucer, and that's where we're at now. And we just have a regular balloon. We just went and bought from the store. We blew it up. I've tried the experiment a few times already without the video, and it seems to work just about every time. What kind of stuck out to me when doing the video, that the once you rub the balloon on your head, it becomes more negative charged, and it pulls the electrons from your hair and becomes negative. And when you stick it down close to the pepper, as soon as you start getting a little bit close, it'll start pulling the pepper up pretty quickly, and the salt will just stay on the plate. But also, the lower you go, it'll sometimes start pulling the salt as well. So they both are, but the pepper is where it's a lot lighter. It attracts to the balloon much easier and sticks a lot better. Another thing that stuck out when I done this is some of them would jump to the balloon, and just as quick they would jump right off the balloon, like in the opposite direction. And when I looked up and read about that, it said some of them would also become negatively charged like the balloon, and two negatives can attract, so they go apart, just like when we used to play with magnets and they would not stick to each other. So that's kind of where we are. I'm going to do the experiment and make sure it works, and we'll see how it goes here. Another thing I realized while doing this experiment as well is rub the balloon, I guess the more negative it becomes, the easier it pulls the particles up off the plate. So rub it all around. Okay. Once we start to get closer to the plate, you can already see the pepper starting to shift as the positive ends of the pepper start to stand up towards the negative part of the balloon. And there they go. They start to fly up. You can just sort of go around the plate and it'll just pick them all right up. If you can see, the pepper stuck to the balloon, but it certainly did, and the experiment does work. And even after a few seconds, if you get real close, it'll still pick them all up. and they'll stick to it. You have to wipe them off or even wash them off to make them separate. So this has been my take on the experiment. It was neat to see how it worked, and I've never seen that before. So to see how the positive and negative attract to each other, that's pretty cool. But like again, thank you.